Circa 2012, the James brand began with a devout philosophy to create knives and EDC tools both beautiful and functional that would match the increasingly minimalist design language growing in the modern market. With a passionate team designing the products in Portland, Oregon, each successive release has advanced this mission in the knife space, synonymous with a clean and elevated form. But despite the James brand's largely resolute path since their start, for a portion of the knife community, the focus on aesthetic design has neglected practical real-use function or a robust build quality. The newest release of the Kline knife by the James brand seems to have addressed these concerns head-on, with a fully designed and made in the USA folder-style blade forged from recently developed CPM MagnaCut, an American-made stainless steel. As such, we'd imagine that this means far more exacting tolerances in place and far better quality control, in order to make it a precisely machined EDC workhorse as marketed.
The folks at the James brand are gearing up for an early December release for the Kline, so we're really excited to show you this early access first look. So now let's take a tour of this soon-to-be released blade from the James brand with the Kline knife.
Continuing to draw on the James brand's Americana-inspired naming convention, its moniker is derived from a series of arrowheads discovered archaeologically in the Delaware River Valley. Dating back to the early Holocene, the arrowhead-related name aptly markets this EDC knife as a workhorse, perhaps more function over form, which is a marked deviation from past releases. And if you're familiar at all with the James brand, despite a new focus on domestic manufacturing that will no doubt render improved quality control for each end user, their archetypal design cues will nevertheless shine through, and the Kline knife is no exception. With a remarkably stark and clean silhouette from the even micarta handle to the drop-point MagnaCut stainless steel blade, this surprisingly slim folder-style knife clocks in just under half an inch thick at 0.48 inches, and at 4 ounces in hand, it perfectly captures and refines the rugged and raw nature of the outdoor domain into an aptly utilitarian piece of EDC. Offered in 3 colorways with combinations of green and black, this OD green and stainless steel variant feels extremely solid, proportioned, and well balanced in hand. The 3-piece micarta handle appears textured from the laminate textile construction, but the tactile feel is rather smooth that remains so with every angle of cut. Running a total length of 7.8 inches, this size is larger than other James brand folders like the Folsom at 6.75 inches in total length and the Carter at 6.5 inches, but the same as the Carter XL. The drop-point MagnaCut blade, however, is really where the Kline knife shines, with a clean black set marking defining its American-made construction and a date code to match. The jimping runs nicely along the circular thumb ramp and extends into the handle above the James brand slide lock to provide the necessary grip needed for any hardworking application. Diving into its individual components form aside, the Kline knife's blade construction and collaboration with US knife engineer and MagnaCut creator Laren Thomas signals a clear evolution in the James brand's approach. Although the James brand does use CPM steels like S35VN, the conscious choice to deviate from previous other internationally constructed steel like VG10 and Sandvik 12C27 and instead use Crucible Industries' newest MagnaCut stainless steel and assemble domestically is a distinct indication of the brand's readiness to incorporate customer concern about materials and function into their development process. At 3.4 inches in length and 0.12 inches in thickness, the blade's branded for ultra corrosion resistance, extreme durability, improved resharpening and grinding ability, and far less prone to chipping. We appreciate that the James brand opted for MagnaCut, as it tethered the best attributes of both stainless steel and high carbon steel, which makes this blade, and the Kline knife as a result, a versatile EDC tool for a wide range of applications. In addition, the 0.12 inch thickness falls just below the threshold of 0.14 inches, ideal for utilitarian applications, ease of use cutting through anything of decent thickness, and durability. Past this measurement, the user begins to experience difficulty due to the blade's thickness itself, no matter how sharp the edge may be. Speaking of sharpness, the blade's factory state here is acceptable, but the improved grinding ability of the MagnaCut stainless steel will allow its end user to hone in the appropriate sharpness level for their desired applications. Though we did wish the James brand improved the sharpness a bit more before delivery. The Kline knife features previously incorporated locking mechanism hardware in the form of the James brand slide lock, making use of a very similar mechanism Vanguard Benchmade solidified as a construction staple, before an expired patent subsequently led to its more widespread adoption across the industry. It's tried and true with the James brand and is simple, solid, and easy to access. The ultra-sturdy axis-style slide lock simply depresses with the thumb or index finger, remains in a neutral position to allow the blade's movement, and then naturally snaps into place with a satisfying click, with no play once engaged. The slide lock also applies slight pressure to the blade when closed, so the blade won't typically deploy when not intended, crucially important because of its tip-up carry style. If you already value the James brands, the Carter, and the Folsom knives to name a few, you'll immediately appreciate the Kline knife's micarta handle, which comes in two colorways, olive drab green and flat black, with metallic phosphor bronze bushings and hex screws in contrast. Coarse textural elements like tree bark, dark reptilian scales, burlap, and canvas are all evoked by the resin composite textile construction process and tangibly give this knife an uber wilderness identity. We found that this choice of material suits well in combination with the other elements of the blade, since it not only speaks the form, but also provides great texture with the jimping on the top and the bottom near the blade's tip when folded. It's also easy on the hands with the overall smoothness of the micarta's finish, and slides nicely in and out of a pocket when needed. As a plus, the minimal but solid hex screws of its minimalist design aid in the knife's overall utility, making it both easy to disassemble and clean when needed, another point here for dependable utility. In either hand, as it's ambidextrous, the knife is comfortably balanced with plenty of room for the hand, and the deep carry clip seems low profile enough where it doesn't really interfere with the grip during use. The deep carry clip is both removable and reversible, again since the knife can be used in either hand, and maintains a fine balance between rigidity and bendability, from the clip's 5 to 10 degree angle off the 180. Although we do appreciate its deep carry capacity and dependable function, for a $350 price tag, some improvement over a cheaper press clip may be warranted, but on the other hand, don't fix what's not broken. And lastly, seeing as though the Lion Steel ROK integrated both a unique spring-loaded retractable pocket clip that sits flush with the handle when not in use, and a billet titanium handle designed for just $10 more than the Kline at $360, one can begin to understand some of the shortcomings this folder from the James brand begins to reveal, when it's analyzed against its competitors at this elevated price point across the market, so we would keep this in mind when considering all options. Aiming high and backed by an already unique reputation, the James brand packs a surprising punch with the Kline knife and is sure to intrigue those hesitant about the company's previous choices in manufacturing and physical construction. We'd say this knife could be an apt re-entry point for anyone who's experienced any negativity with the brand, considering their long-standing focus on form over function, without adjusting their pricing as such. We sincerely hope that the James brand continues this trend, opting for American-made materials and construction, as this will, no doubt, bolster their standing within the EDC knife space, and could create a new, more functional direction for the brand as a whole, if they desire to do so. While keeping in mind the increased cost of manufacturing domestically, when compared to other offerings in the space in excess of $300, the $350 price tag could be unattainable, or may keep some with reservations to invest or reinvest back into the brand from doing so. Also, while we don't need innovation or changes across the entire knife, the reintegration of previous low-cost hardware like bushings and the carry clip are slightly unfavorable. In addition, it's worth mentioning that there remain other CPM MagnaCut folders like the ANV A100 at less than half the Kline's price tag at $130, and the Lion Steel Emerson LE1 integral frame locker also with a CPM MagnaCut blade at $210. However, these critiques aside for a moment, the Kline knife is a solid all-American EDC workhorse entry with exceptional grade MagnaCut stainless steel, beautiful and rugged micarta scales, ease of use, and balanced form factor. With the advancements in manufacturing and materials a cornerstone of this release, the price still reflects the James brand's ever-present unique design language that remains consistent and visibly present with the Kline as well. Backed by domestic craftsmanship and premium materials sure to keep quality and consistency at its utmost peak, if you're already a fan of the James brand's design language but have been waiting for premium materials, the Kline knife may warrant your consideration for a new American-made EDC staple.